Hey, Old Boar here. Welcome back to City Skylines 1 Super Relax. Just put in this new train station, which I'm really happy with. This is the Boston South Station, which is a terminal station. All the lines end here. And I have one train line coming out of it. I'm going to connect these two up. And for that, I'm going to use the network multi-tool and this little selector here. Let me think about this for a second. This should actually be connected to this section here, and this track here should go out over into this part of the map. That's correct. And so I'm going to need to stretch a track underneath this. This is 16 feet. That's where it begins. And the elevation step could be dropped down to 3 meters. I think that's what I had it on. And so we're at 20 meters here. This is at ground level. I'm going to go down to 20 here. And then I'm going to go down to 39. Here. Bring it to ground level. Right there, go down to 39. See if we can get this to line up. We can also use move it here. This will go underneath. 39 feet. Carry it all the way under. And then bring it up here to, I believe, 30. That last part is a little tricky. think it's about there. Now we'll use Move It to try to straighten all this stuff up. This one. It's okay. Hold down on the Alt key. Stretch it back. Get those lined up. Drop it down just a bit. This here, which is underground, needs to be dropped down a bit. And now this one. Now these two here need to be dropped down. And that's probably about as good as it's going to get. It's going to look a little wonky going down into that tunnel there. You could take these and try to drop it down just a bit more. Want to do them at the same time. Shift, select your nodes. Just drop it down so that this into the tunnel is not quite so steep. Oh, these have markings on them. 1910. I could try to drop it just a bit more. You want those to be smooth. And then drop these a bit more. And these are the kind of details that make it relaxing, I guess. As long as you don't get bent out of shape over it. And I am kind of liking the smoothness of this. Is not quite as smooth as it is here. That's a smooth entrance to that tunnel. It could be the one on the inside, which you might have to grab it this way. But you don't want that showing above ground. That's how it's done, I guess. This is a little bit wonky here, but I guess I can live with it. But now I have that train line the way I want it. This is the one that's going to connect to here. So now I'm going to use my slope terrain tool. I'm going to get this height, 8845. Right click, right click. And we want our brush size to be about 50 maybe. Maybe a little bit bigger. And we're just going to curve this out. About in the shape of that curve that the tool network multi-tool is making. Let's just see. Create curve mode. That's it. And then just hit enter and we should have a smooth transition. Fairly smooth anyway. So yeah. And we will have 2 more lines coming into here, going into the Boston station. Now this is a train line that goes all the way out to the edge of the map. This can be cargo. And this can be passenger. Outside of your buildable area, these wires are going to be blue because we have 81 tiles running. Just like in the map, like in the detail, the clouds. And to get to this point, we've done quite a bit of work and we have changed out several things. In order to bring in this to the outside connection, I would probably take this back, take off the underground view, maybe back to there. And I'm going to stretch out probably about 20 units. Let's see how that worked out. And then this one I might just drop down a bit. These are the kind of details that I love, making all these train lines smooth. And I probably will flatten this out just a bit, just smooth it out. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. Right click and right click. And this, first of all, I'm going to see how this is going to work. And you might want to use this create loop mode. I'll show you how that works. That is a pretty tight curve right there. And probably we might have industry in here, or I might cut this back because this is cargo. You don't want to bring a cargo line into your terminal stations. I think I'm okay with that. But you're probably going to want to smooth this out and take a good look at it and click and click. I think that's about right. Let's see. It's about right. Hit enter. And we're probably going to be good with it. Let's just see how smooth it is. That's pretty smooth, my friends. And a lot of times train lines are kind of down below ground level. Sometimes it's just because in order to make them smooth, they had to pull that out. And so we're about to get train lines out into these outer lying areas. I'm wondering if I will bring this over into this populated area here. This is just a super nice interchange that he's put in. And this is where we can start to build our downtown area here. And on the very other end over here is where I would make my retaining wall, which is basically a sound barrier. And to get this to cover up or fill in, you would have to use transparent networks. It's not easy to do. None of this is easy to do, but it's what makes it relaxing. And just to get out of the boring mode here, I think I want to take a look at some of the buildings. Because the old bore can get too boring here. Let me look at these. And I've been collecting some of this stuff for a while, which is also part of the great fun of City Skylines. This is a set data mining agency. No, this is the set. This is the business park. And this is a set. Goes together. I have a series on detailing with mods that I put in this big business park. Let's just take a look at these. And so making your skyline is pretty important on how it's going to look, but you can always move these around. And I'm really liking that building right here on the corner. Right there. Now let's take a look at this one. Take a look at this one. This one's tall. This one's really tall. And this is going to be really nice. Probably here. That's the one we just placed. And your skyline is going to curve down towards the sea. And then this tall building. Let's see what this one is. It's just a little building here. This taller building is going to be in here. We've placed this one. I wonder if we're going to want two of those across from each other. I think so. Now let's see how tall these are. This is even taller, which I would put it about there. And then this one, let's just see. And this is YDF Pharma, which are smaller buildings. This is the little one. No, this is the one that I just put in. This is this building here. But I think that's all the assets for downtown here. And we want to make this whole area here really special. These are super assets. Now, I have bobbed out some things, and we're seeing these big trees come in. So we're going to have to bob. Regular small tree is going to have to change to something. Just a single bush. And we only want this That's correct. I think that's better. And I'm just in the mood, so we might just go ahead and do some of this rearranging around in here. And I think I want to look at some streets. And just a regular street, maybe? No, maybe these. See what that looks like. We'll bring this into this. And I'm going to do a little bit of a curve here. And then I'm going to move it and straighten it out. And we'll have to replace these trees a little bit, and I might go ahead and just move this a bit. I want to go back and hold down Alt and then curve this out a little. And then we're going to look for parks. See if we can get a bigger park in here. I might have to bob out some of that stuff. Sandbox. Swing set. Table set. And this is in all props of this type. Table set. Seesaw. This one. Spinning wheel. Slide. That one. We're okay with, well, the parasol, I might take it up to, those are okay. This is a different kind of park. It's just me, it's just my personal preference. And the swing set I might leave, it's okay. I think I want the gravel here. I might not want that there at all. I want it right here. And let's take a look at our trees. See what kind of tree we want here. Not for sure if this is going to be the tree that we want. This juniper. So thanks for watching. The Old Boar plays City Skylines 1. Thinking about removing that one. Not for sure if I like that there. I might like this better. Not quite for sure about this tree. I might change that out throughout the map. But you don't want to do too much with changing trees at the map level because you'll lower your performance pretty quickly. This is just a different color. So there's the beginnings of our downtown. See you in the next time.